Welcome to our little series on Hsing, Kuntao, Silat, and the first mini-series on the 6 dimensions of attack. Today we are dealing with a quote-unquote type of attack. And what does that mean, the type of attack? The type of attack means that even on the same angle of attack, very different types of strikes can come. Thus, only knowing the angle of attack won't do. We know the angle of attack and therefore know from which quarter the attack or the incoming is coming. But if I wish to efficiently and effectively deal with what is incoming, I still need to know what kind of an attack that is. So let us go through the kinds of attack. Let us say, this is my fist, and we are now doing the pinky side. In other words, the classical hammer fist. So I use this, it's part of my black roll equipment, although it's an orange roll. You see it sticks out at my pinky side. It serves as an aid for the camera to see where the pinky side really is. It could signify my empty fist, it could signify some coup baton, or it could even signify a blade that I hold in the ice pick grip. It is always the same thing. So let us see if that is true what I say. Let's see, I make angle 0 attack with the ice pick grip. As you can see, easily. And even if I have just a naked fist, this can generate tremendous power. I could, if something is in between me and my target, also use a 0A. You see that corkscrewing thingy starts here and ends here, and in between does the corkscrew, so it is still a 0A. Same is true here. I can still do a 0B. And the rest, I think, is rather obvious. A number 1, a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, a number 5, a number 6, a forehand number 7, a backhand number 7, and a number 8. So you see, this is the hammer fist family of types of attacks. Equally, I could of course just have this stick out the other side of my fist, at the thumb side, in the saber grip. This is also true and holds true if I decide to hit with my empty hand and with the thumb side. If you have maybe, bang, I know the movement is awful, but this is a kind of a fist strike that happens in Shirley flat more often than not. And so forth. Yeah, okay. And so that you see it, again, it's on my thumb side. You have, that is easy, 0. 0A, 0B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. And the difference is when I do the classical hammer fist, then my elbow usually points down, elbow points down, elbow points down, elbow still points down, elbow here points up. Here again it points down, here it points halfway down. Even when I'm going up, it points more down than up. Here in the back fist it points up, and here it points down. When I do it with the thumb side, it's the reverse. That's why we call it the reverse hammer fist. Here the elbow points down, and here it also points down. Here it points to the side. Now it points up, down, down, but now it would bend like this. Still bend like this. It points out, bends, half down, but the bend is again here. Note to the hammer fist, the bend would be like this. Here the bend is like this. So, if we wish to defend that and take that, we must take that into consideration. We'll go later into it, how we deal that and how we do that, take that into consideration. For the moment, it's just the pressure an opponent puts on us with a hammer fist or with a reverse hammer fist is totally different in the dynamics. And if we meet it in the wrong way, then our action will help our opponent to nail us. And most of the time that which will help us against the hammer fist will be not so good if done exactly in the same way against the reverse hammer fist, and vice versa. That which may be rather good for the reverse hammer fist may actually prove to be disastrous when we use it against the hammer fist. So adjustments have to be made. A lot of the drills are specifically designed to help us adjust to that, because in the heat of battle we have other things to worry about and consciously think about that. So this is all things that a coach or a trainer, sensei, sifu, guru, professor has to think of. But let's continue. There is still a third and the fourth type of attack. The third type of attack is of course the good old punch. In other words, we hit with our knuckles. I'm not going into the details or into the detailed variations of knuckles, just so much you could have a vertical fist that lands with 3 knuckles. You could have the karate punch that lands with 2 knuckles. You could have some kind of boxing punch. You could have the sistema punch that in the end should land with all the knuckles at once. So you could fine-tune it to your heart's content. But the point is, again, you have a 0, a straight punch. You have a 0A, still a straight punch, but corkscrewing to my counterclock side, or a 0B, still a straight punch, well, straight-ish punch, corkscrewing to my clockwise side. Note, I call it a straight punch because it starts here, corkscrews out and ends on the same straight line where it started. Thus it is still an angle number 0, just corkscrewing out of the way. The rest is simple. Let us say we have an overhook. Now we have a motion like this. This, with the knuckles, is extremely difficult to produce power, right? So, for all practical purposes, when I have such a position, normally I would advocate we use a back fist, or if we want to be on the safer side, speaking of injuries of ourselves, a hammer fist, of course. However, this is not worthless. First of all, Hsing proves that they can make a punch like this work, and with quite some power. Also, if we are talking about a knife, suddenly a move like this, or if I put it into the push dagger configuration, you see, push dagger. If I now punch like this, suddenly I do no longer need that much power. And this allows me an angle of attack that most people would find physically impossible. So there is merit to practicing this, certainly because you can make it work rather quickly when using a knife or a blade if it is appropriately shaped. You could, of course, also with enough practice make this work for a punch. We'll go into the method of power generations in the next video, but only so that you know, if my opponent has completely closed me down, then I cannot hammer fist or anything. Maybe if the legs are here, I also cannot hammer into the groin, but what I can do is punch out like this. and thus being able to generate sufficient power with a move like this may very well prove a nasty surprise for our opponent. Hence, this is a valid punching solution, albeit an awkward one. But if you just look at it from a health point of view, this gives you a very unusual stretch and is rather good for your shoulders, in also facilitating in a very beneficial manner mobility of our shoulder joints without giving them an overload. Good, so we have an angle number 0, 0A, 0B, number 1, number 2, number 3, that could be an uppercut or the classical shovel hook. Number 4 is again this awkward punching solution from the opposite side parking position. We have already covered in the high line on the number 2 punching solution that this may have merit, and the same is true for the number 4. Only when you practice it a long time, slowly, because if you do that quick right from the get-go, the only thing you are going to do is pull a muscle or pull a string. No good. So unless you are a dedicated practitioner, that will remain in the realm of yoga for most. If you are dedicated, it can become a weapon. And like I said, if you wish to practice the knife or the sword, that becomes a valid move. I mean, don't forget that this number 1, number 2 is also a sword move that comes in more than one sword system. And it is a very similar mechanics. Okay, so now we have the classical hook is a number 5. And again that awkward reverse hook, a number 6. A straight uppercut, a number 7. And a straight downward strike is a number 8. So we have the complete angles of attack with 3 totally different kinds of attack, namely the back fist, the reverse, namely the hammer fist, the reverse hammer fist, and the punching. Now there is a 4th solution to this that is similar to the punching solution, but has features a little bit different power dynamics, and that is what I would call the tiger claw attack solutions. And if that is now a tiger claw, or an eagle claw, or a mantis hook, or just a slapping hand, or a tegatana, is irrelevant. Basically the idea is to thump you with the heel of your palm, so it's a palm heel thingy. However, it also can close at any time and therefore latch on. And thus I call it a tiger claw attack type, with the understanding that it is not only the technique tiger claw, but more signifying the type of attack, and of course it also works on all the angles. So now we have covered the 3rd dimension of the attack, that is the type of attack. Next will be the power generating mechanisms that we cover. For today, that's it. Thank you for your time. If you liked it, thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you, take care and have a nice day.